Good evening. Welcome to Troop 52 in Cranbury, New Jersey. My name is Mr. Brennan, and I'm the Scoutmaster for the troop. I'm sorry that I can't be here tonight, but I have a previous obligation that we set up months ago for my son to visit a college, and that's where I am. Well, let's get to the point and the reason that you're here. You need to find out a little bit about me, because I'm the Scoutmaster, and I'll be at most of your meetings and going camping with you and helping with the week-to-week functions of the troop. You also want to find out about the boys in the troop, and you want to find out about why Troop 52 might be the place for you. Well, let's start out with me. I started my scouting career in Cranbury in 1981. I had just crossed over the bridge from Webelos, much like you'll be doing in just a few weeks. I then earned the rank of Eagle Scout in 1985. I come from a long line of Eagle Scouts. My father, my 3 older brothers, and my 2 nephews are Eagle Scouts. And my son Timmy, who's a senior at Princeton High School, is also working on his Eagle Scout right now. He's building a discus cage for the school for his project. Now, I've also worked with the summer recreation program here for the past 16 summers. That's where I know many of you from, or your brothers or your sisters. I also teach elementary school in South Brunswick for the past 20 years. And I've also coached track and field at the Petty School, both in the winter and spring, for the past 20 years. As you can see, once I start something, I continue with it for a long period of time. Well, that's just part of the loyalty and dedication that I received and learned about through the Scout program. I continued my scouting career in 1992 after I graduated from college, and I've been with the Scout troop on and off from that point until now. Now you know a little bit more about me, and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about our troop, because that's why you're really here. Troop 52 was established in 1943. That is 70 years ago. The town of Cranbury, for many, many years, has been a proud supporter of the troop. We're just not talking about organizations like the Lions Club and the Presbyterian Church. We're talking about the school, the police, the fire department. We're talking about the people who you see every day walking down the street. They know that Cranbury has got a well-established scouting program, one which is unprecedented in the area. We have great leadership skills, we have a full range of merit badge counselors available, and we also have a community that, bar none, supports what we do. When you look at events that we put on, we look at Eagle Scout projects that are being done, we don't even have members of the troop come out. We have members of the community come out to help. I know there are many things that you consider when you're looking at a Boy Scout troop. You should look carefully at the leadership and their experience. And if you go on the internet, you'll see that there's a list of probably 30 things that the Boy Scouts of America and some other websites have listed of things that you should look for. Well, go look at them. Come back and ask us. Ask us the questions, because guess what? You'll put a check mark next to every single one of those details that's listed there. And we're proud to say that we've got a variety of merit badge counselors. We've got leadership that combined is hundreds of years of experience. Now, we don't have guys that have just read books. We have leaders that are Eagle Scouts themselves. Whether they're Eagle Scouts that became Eagles just a few years ago, or they're Eagles like myself who got their Eagle Scout decades ago. We know that we want to give back to our troop. We want to give back to scouting. Now, I know that one thing that you're going to consider carefully is where your friends are going, as you should. You're crossing over the bridge into middle school, and you're crossing over that bridge into Boy Scouts soon. Now, I'll share with you 2 quick little stories. One is a personal story about myself. The first camp out that I went on with Troop 52, again, it was back in 1981. In the tent next to me was a boy named Eric Kuntz. He lived over in the Cranbury Estates. Well, he and I became fast friends, and believe it or not, decades later, we're still good friends. I was just up at his house at Christmas time. But he was the best man in my wedding, and I was the best man in his wedding, and if we hadn't been in Boy Scouts together, probably wouldn't have happened because he was a year older than me in school. Now, another story that I can share with you is a story of my son Timmy. He's currently a senior at Princeton High School. Now, he joined the troop. There were lots of kids that crossed over the bridge with him. He figured, oh, they'd all stick with Boy Scouts. Well, whether it's our troop or another troop, you'll find out that Many of the times, life becomes very, very busy for young boys. Whether it's sports or music or just hanging out with your friends, lots of times things take precedence over scouting. In that case, you've got to look at the people around you, the ones that are older than you and the ones that are younger than you. Now, when Timmy crossed into Boy Scouts many years ago, he had a large group. Now, there's just two. Both of them working on the rank of Eagle, together. That's something that's really unique. It's formed a good bond between those boys. I wish more of the boys would stay, but that's just the way it goes. Another story about Timmy and Boy Scouts is when Timmy was a freshman, I can remember maybe the second or third day of school saying, "Timmy, how's school going? Princeton High School is a big place. Have you getting lost?" And he goes, "Dad, you know what? Joe Kirkner, he's the big man on campus. He's the big football player. I walked down the hall and he gave me a high five. I'm only a freshman." People said, "How do you know him?" Well, I can remember him kind of saying, "Well, I didn't want to tell them right away, but I knew him from Boy Scouts, even though he was several years older than I am." Well, Timmy, being the good scout that he is doing the same now that he's the big-time senior at the high school. There are freshmen there that he says hi to in the hallway, helps them find their locker, doing scout-like things, doing his good turn daily. But those relationships won't be established if he was in another troop in another town. Now, talk to other people. Talk to scouts. Talk to the parents. Talk to the leaders of those other troops and at our troop. And try to make the best choice for you. Because it's your decision. And it's your parents' decision. One thing to consider when you're joining a troop is its location. Well, there's no closer troop than Troop 52 to Cranbury. Now, you already know that we've got our roots 70 years back. But I've spoken some about what Eagle Scouts do and how important that Eagle Scout is to me and my family. But scouting in general, not everybody gets the Eagle. Only between 2 and 4% on any given year. But I will tell you, one of the neatest things about going around town is that no matter where I go, no matter what I do, I run into former scouts. Some were life scouts, some were just in scouts for a year or two. But we share that common bond of Troop 52. Whether I go to the first aid station, or whether I go to the fire department and see one of the past chiefs, or whether I go to the police station and see one of the police officers. Those are all places where I can find former Boy Scouts of Troop 52. I'm proud to say that we've got a troop that has made amazing scouts, and amazing adults, and amazing men that help form a community that exists today, that exists very few places anywhere else in the country. We have a town that's got great values and a great future. And a lot of those future leaders will come out of our scouting program. When you look at scouts, say to yourself, where do I want to be in 3 years, or 5 years, or 25 years? And I think once you meet the scouts here at Troop 52, you talk to the leaders, and you see the great things that we do, like going to summer camp, going camping almost every single month throughout the year, our scout meetings that are twice a month, or whether it's in the summertime and having the opportunity to go to the National Jamboree, the World Jamboree, going down to the Florida Keys to learn how to scuba dive at the High Adventure Camp there, going out to Philmont Scout Reservation and go there for 10 days and learn how to survive in the wilderness, or going up to Maine and do high adventure canoeing. All those are things that are opportunities here in Cranbury. Now, you'll find those opportunities at other places too, but I can assure you, if you join Troop 52, you will have an amazing scouting experience. In closing, I'd like to say thank you for attending the meeting tonight and learning a little bit more about Troop 52 and about me, the Scoutmaster. I think that if you take some time and get to talk to the other leaders that are here and the other parents and scouts, you'll find that Troop 52 is a great place to be. It was a place for me, and it still is. Remember, it was your pack, it's your troop, and it's your town. Troop 52 is the place for you.